Hello, friends. All of us are living a life that it's like a buildup of every single past experience we've had. So, all the past, whether you believe in past lives, whatever we have lived until this moment, that is who we are. Or, to say it more clearly, that is who we believe that we are. That is the identity that we take ourselves to be. It's not just one little thing. This is a build up, an accumulation, just one big yarn ball with all these threads and colors and thicknesses and qualities and everything, just this huge, huge ball that we believe is who we are. It is our identity. It is a false identity, but we do not know that until we start releasing it. And I would even say until we come to a point of releasing it so we can see it. When we're in the thick of this identity, of this accumulation of our past, we have no clue. That's why when I speak this right now, and also for myself, when I started hearing that, it's taking me a while and it's an ongoing process to see that, to realize that. And every time we may see some of it, if we don't stay present and conscious with it, we get pulled right back in. It's like that yarn thread in that yarn ball pulls us right back in. And we may get completely lost, get lost in this big conglomeration of past experiences. My friends, this is huge. That's why it's not so easy to let it all go, to leave the past behind. That's why our present experience is completely colored by the past. It's like it's been dipped in all these paint cans, thousands and millions of them. And that is the yarn ball with all these different colors and shapes and whatever it is. That is who we take ourselves to be. When you see one part, you go, oh my God, I believe that. That is so weird. And then we feel a little more free, but there's a lot more. And of course, I can only speak from my own experience. And this is what I am and have been going through for a long time. And because of that, I am much more aware now. It's almost like when you get yourself enough out of that yarn ball, then you can start seeing it. When you're in it, detaching, unraveling, but you're still completely in the thick of it, you don't really know what you're dealing with. And of course, I didn't know that for the longest time, but I am really beginning to see it now, where it's almost like it's literally like a garment, but a lot of it is still attached, to our nervous system, to our cells, to our organs, to everything, our whole energy field, our vagus nerve, all of it is just so consumed by it. And it takes some work to get out of it. So don't let that discourage you that I'm making it kind of a big deal because it kind of is. But there is also good news, and that is that the energies are supporting us now to seeing it. So we have a choice in it, so we can start letting it go. Today is a huge, huge day astrologically. You may already know about it. We have an eclipse. No, not an eclipse. Um, I'm sorry, it just slipped my mind, but there's so much going on astrologically. Yeah, it is an eclipse. I think it's a solar eclipse. It's really raining here, so I don't think we'll be able to see it. Yeah, and that solar eclipse, and again, I'm not an astrologer, and you can you probably hear already, but I have listened to a number of people who I have high regards for, and what they are sharing is that we are moving into something so different that we have never ever experienced here before. This is something paying attention to because our old self, which our present self is completely colored by, so it doesn't really know the difference. So when something new is coming in, which today is the doors are open for that now, it's going to be very hard for that old past familiar to take it in, to believe it, to understand it, to embrace it, to embody it. It's going to be very challenging because it has no reference point in the old. So hopefully, my little videos sharing what I see, what I know, what I experience, what insights and downloads I'm getting is to help us all to unhook out of that yarn ball. And if you have been following my channel for a while and hopefully have been taking on these practices that I offer and the meditations and the activations, all these things coming through, you have been able to let go somewhat to a certain extent of the past or of the colors that you take yourself to be, because you can't let go of the past because there is no past either, right? There is only this moment now. That's where we have to strip off the paint, the colors. We can only do it now. We can get the memories and whatever it is that is from the past, because those are the flavors and the colors that we experience now. But we can't go back and change the past, but we can strip off the colors that have influenced us and that we have identified with and still do. If we don't do the work, tomorrow or the next moment will look exactly the same. Yeah, there are some differences, but at the core, our our core, our false core identity will continue until we start realizing it and seeing it for what it is, and then make the choice to not bring that with us in the next moment, the next day. It can be challenging in the beginning. For some people, it can be like that. For others, like me, it's taken a long time. I think the younger generations are able to let it go faster because it hasn't been coloring their identity as long as it has for, somebody my age. But it is still possible. And I see that in myself because I feel that every day now I'm like a different person or a different expression because I'm beginning to leave these deeper layers behind, these deeper core identities that are colored from my past experiences. I don't want to bring them with me any longer. I don't want to be somebody. You can go and check out my videos on that where I talk about I am somebody who, and then we come with all the past experiences, right? All the colors that we take ourselves to be. That's who we think we are. But when we start making the shift and cross the bridge, these are all on my videos, then you start experiencing who you actually are at the core. And how do you know who you are at the core? Because you long for it, because you want to be somebody else. You want to be a more pure, loving, peaceful expression. This is not a mistake. This is because it's your true self longing for itself, longing to be free from the past. This is our door out of the past and into the present moment. It is when you listen to what you long for, what you want. It's when you say, I don't want that anymore. Listen to that that says, I don't want that anymore. That is a big clue. And then you can start choosing to let it go and do whatever work you need to do to let it go. If you need help with that, reach out to me, set up a self-discovery session with me, and we'll work on that. This is what I love to do. It doesn't mean that I have to be perfect and fully enlightened. It just means that I have to know the steps because I have walked them myself. I have moved out of a lot of these colors. And there's still other colors that I may not even be aware of. But the beauty is that when we do that work, we start walking out of that, and then it gets lighter and lighter and easier to see it, to choose, and to leave it behind, and then instead walk out as your true self. This is the work. We are getting a lot of help because we're moving into an era that has never happened here before. When I heard that, I was like, this is amazing. What an opportunity. And we're so blessed that we came here to experience that. It's going to be a huge shift from basically not living the old. It's like we're starting on a whole new slate. And then we start moving from our true self, without the garbage, without the colors, without the yarn, right? That is a big shift. In that shift, we have to let this go. And it's the same on our planet, in the world. All the old systems, all the old corruption, all the stuff that's coming up right now. If you're following your news, you go, this is almost too much, right? It's going fast. It's all going to collapse. Our old self, the past, I mean, can it collapse? We can leave it behind. And it takes work. It's not just like, we'll just leave it behind. I'm not trying to do a bypass, but it can be done and it must be done because then the transition is going to be so much easier. So in order to become a new expression of the divine, something has to go. Something has to be let go of. Something has to die, put to rest. And that is our past self with all the colors. If we do not let them come to rest, we're going to try and bring it into the new earth. It's like all the colors, right? Here we have a clean slate. It's all white. We're starting over from the purity of who we are, from the whiteness, from the light. So we don't want to mess up that beautiful new canvas that doesn't have any of the old limitations and traumas and whatever, fears and lacks. No, you don't want to bring that with you. That makes sense, right? Because if you do, you're going to experience the same. And the old is dying. So it can't. It is dying. It is going. But you're still here. Your true essence is still here. And that's the one that's going to create a whole new experience. So if you can, if you feel motivated to, if this inspires you, become aware of your habitual behavior, your habitual thinking. When you get up in the morning, what's the first thing that's roaming around in your mind? Become aware of that. Just become aware of it first. And then you can say, do I want to do that? No, right? It's like, no, but I don't know how. Very common. Very common. How could you know how? You've never done this before. So reach out. If you don't want to work privately with me, find somebody that resonates with you. Um, Reach out for something to support you in this process. If you are at the beginning, the middle, or the end, and you have something that just sticks, that will not let go. And trust me, I've had a lot of that and still have, but I'm very, very consciously letting it go. Okay, my friends, I would say happy entry into the new earth. We're there. So it's up to you what you want to bring, because you can't bring the old. So that means you'll be standing at the door, but there's no room for there's no room for this. It's a higher frequency. They do not mix. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.